abstract. Yeah, it's complicated. What you say, the way you act. Well, it makes me so confused. I don't know what to do anymore. Can't you just make up your mind? My heart drops when you play around. How can you be up when I'm down? Don't wanna think about it right now. Maybe you just wanna be friends, but there's a fight when we...
Good evening, guys. Hope you're having an amazing day. It is Ping here. Today I am in the city of Amasra, and this city has probably some of the best seafood you're gonna find in all of Turkey, and I'm super excited. Literally, you walk on the street, everywhere they're writing balik, 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 which means fish in Turkey. So we're gonna be having a lot of seafood tonight. I am so excited. I'm gonna share it all with you guys in this video. This might just be the biggest seafood feast in all of Turkey. Let's go for it. For our first stop today, we've come to a very local restaurant right on the harbor here. It's a family-run restaurant. The name of the place is Nursen Hanimin Yeri, and I mean, they are famous for fish, of course. I think most of Amasra is famous for fish, but this place, oh my god. I got two things. I got a balik ekmek, which is a sandwich, and balik çorba, which is a soup. I've never seen this anywhere else in Turkey yet, so I'm very excited. Just looking at the soup, it's yellow in color, but you can see all the pieces of fish inside, and it is packed with fish. Let's get that straight. There's so much fish in there. I think it's mackerel if I'm correct, but the smell, oh, that smells so good. First, we're gonna squeeze some lemon on top. Gotta put in that lemon juice. Oh, this is gonna be so good. I'm really excited. Let's go ahead and try this out. Oh, it's much more watery than I expected. I thought it would be like a very thick soup, but it's not. They didn't add like extra flour or flurry to make it thick. It's very like simple almost. Now the fish itself, I wouldn't say that it's a very soft fish. I would say it's rather flaky. It's a bit on the dry side for the fish, but the soup flavor, that is incredible. It's got a very clean, fresh fish taste. There is no like rotten fish taste. I mean, this fish was probably caught like today. What I'm gonna do, he brought a basket of bread here. I'm gonna use the bread, dip it inside the soup. All right, let's give this a try. Oh, they were meant to be. This bread, this soup, they were supposed to come together at some point, and this is so good. With the bread, it just instantly, that white soft bread soaks up everything. Next up, of course, balik ekmek. I mean, look at this beast right here. I mean, it is literally like the size of my face, but wow. I mean, the fish looks so good. It looks crispy. I think they fried it, but it looks so juicy as well. Of course, they have two lemons just wedged into it. I'm gonna just squeeze the lemon on top first. Oh, I'm excited for this. Let's go ahead, give this a try. Out of all the mackerel sandwiches I've had in Turkey, I'm talking only mackerel. I'm not talking about the different types of fishes because it's not fair to compare, but mackerel sandwiches, this one's the best, no question about it. It is so crispy on the outside, and then it's so smoky as well. That flavor is encapsulated in there. The fish itself really nice and flaky. It's juicy as well on the inside, but wow, that flavor, that crispiness. Of course, all they put is some onions, some lettuce inside, but man, that fish, that is so fresh, and it's so delicious. That crispiness on the outside, the juicy, oily mackerel on the inside. Compared to the balik ekmek we had in Istanbul, where there was a mackerel sandwich as well, this blows it out of the water, not even close to a competition. First, the fish here is fresher, it's thicker, it's juicier, it's crispier, the flavor is better, everything is just better here. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you gotta come here, get their balik ekmek. That balik ekmek, that mackerel, wow, really, really cooked to perfection. I don't think it gets better than this. I don't think you can find a mackerel sandwich in Turkey that does it better than this. Yes, very fresh.
Okay, balon.
Yeah. Total cost of that meal was 25 liras. That's for soup and a sandwich. Extremely, extremely affordable and extremely delicious. They're family run. They're super, super nice and sweet. And yeah, it doesn't get better than that. All right, let's go to our next food stop. Next stop of the day, we've come to a place known as Hati Pogu Fast Food, and they specialize in sandwiches, fast food. This is as local as it gets. And I saw something that when I saw it, I knew I had to get it. What I saw was a balik durum, which is like a fish wrap. I'd never seen anything like this before, and I was just like, wow. I mean, I've never seen this anywhere else in Turkey. Gotta give this a try. I mean, it looks so good. You can see the skin is perfectly nice and crispy. Oh, I can't wait for this. Let's give this a try. And it's dripping sauce right now. This is so good. Okay, it's the same fish. It's a mackerel fish, but this time they've seared it, so it's not fried. It's just pan-seared mackerel, and obviously mackerel here in Amasra is going to be fresh, it's going to be delicious, it's going to be oily. Nothing wrong with that. The durum itself, it is so toasty on the outside, but it's got all that fish flavor. Man, I could never imagine a fish durum because I've never had that before. Now, the lemon inside is such a strong, powerful lemon flavor. They've already squeezed a lot of lemon inside, and then with the onion, that acidity from the onion and the lemon helps to counteract how oily and greasy that mackerel is. It is the perfect, delicate balance, that sort of playing between oily greasiness and acidity. The durum itself soaks up everything. I mean, it soaks up the acidity, soaks up the grease, it just soaks up everything, and it is just one big sponge for everything. I will say the durum layers themselves are a bit on the thicker side, but because of how greasy the fish is, it does need a thicker durum. Like literally, right now it is dripping with juice. So it needs a thicker durum so that it can absorb everything, or else the whole thing would be a big soggy mess, and that would be very difficult to eat. So I completely understand why it's a thicker durum, because you can see the sauce is penetrating deeper into the wrap compared to, you know, maybe another type of meat where it's not as oily and greasy like mackerel and with all that acidity and that lemon juice and onions. But wow, highly recommend this place. This is a little fast food joint on the streets. I mean, we are literally eating on the street right now, and it's so, so delicious. Come here, come and try this fish. It's fresh, it's delicious, and the combination, that balance between oiliness and acidity is just perfect. That was so, so good. Fish durum, I've never had that. Never saw it anywhere else, I think, in all of Turkey. So this is the first time I saw it, and I knew when I saw it, I had to get it. The closest way I can describe it is like a grilled mackerel fish taco, if that makes any sense to you guys. But that's the closest way I can describe it to you. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna eat something sweet, and then I'll see you guys again tomorrow. If you've been watching my Turkey videos, you'll know that there is one dessert that I absolutely love. And yes, I love baklava, I love kunefe, I love kadayif, but this is Helvasi with dondurma. I haven't had it in so many days, so I've been missing this. And what they do here that's special is, instead of putting nuts on it like some other places, they put cinnamon. Yes, cinnamon. It's almost like Christmas came early. Let's go ahead and try it out. Whoa. Whoa, that is so different. Oh my goodness. This isn't even that sweet. This is so much more like nuttier and seedier than it is sweet from like ice cream. The helva here is very, very nutty. It's very, very organic, very earthy. This part of Turkey actually makes really good helva. And yeah, this is like a really earthy, bitter flavor. I would say it's almost like a sesame paste. That is the deepest flavoring helva I've ever had. Usually when I have helva, it's like really, really sweet, nice, and crumbly. This is crumbly, but it is so deep in flavor. That helva, nutty, seedy, earthy flavor. Oh my goodness, that is so different. And of course, you got a hint of cinnamon and some condensed milk on top, but wow. That is, I think that is the best helva I've had in Turkey. I'm gonna finish this up, and that's gonna be the end for this day. But I will see you guys tomorrow when we get more food here in Amasra, and I'm really excited because we've got some pretty good places planned. Good morning, guys. It is the next day here in Amasra. We are gonna go find some breakfast. I'm very hungry. The next stop in Turkey after Amasra may or may not have that many food options, so we gotta stuff ourselves till we're full before we leave, because I don't know when I'm gonna get my next meal. Well, first off for breakfast, we've come to a little bakery here in Amasra. It's called Amasra Tasvirin. And actually there were a couple restaurants I wanted to go to, but most of them are closed right now. It's Thursday at 9:30 in the morning. The smell of bread, you can just walk by the bakery and it's just so strong. It's so fresh. I'm really excited. We've gotten two things. We've gotten borek, which if you've watched my other videos, you know it's one of my favorite things to have here in Turkey. And I saw that they had like I think it's a banana cake. I couldn't resist. I mean, look at that banana cake. No matter where you are in Turkey, you gotta start off the day with some Turkish tea. Let's go. Oh, so good. So warm, so delicious. All right, let's start with the borek. As you can tell, super flaky skin. There's minced meat inside, but that skin is just so flaky, which I love about borek. But let's go ahead and try this out. Skin is flaky as usual, but the meat is flavored so nicely. Wow, that is the strongest seasoning meat I've had, and I love it. It's a lot saltier than the other meats I've had, but wow. Yeah, the seasoning here, definitely good. I mean, the pastry is always going to be good. It's borek pastry, super flaky, many different layers, but the meat here, that's really what sets it apart. I haven't had meat that tastes so delicious. It's seasoned so well, and I think compared to other boreks I've had, there's a lot more meat in here than there are in other boreks. So the meat to pastry ratio is much more leaning heavily towards the meat side. You can tell that there's much more meat in there. Oh wow, that is really delicious. Next up, of course, I think is a banana cake. I saw it, I saw how fluffy it was and how good it smelled, and I couldn't resist. This is completely an impulse buy, but I'm going to enjoy my impulse buy. Let's try it out. Okay, I was completely wrong. That is not banana. That's actually chocolate inside, and oh my goodness, it is so good. It is the crumbliest, softest sort of chocolate pound cake I've ever had. It's super crumbly. Like literally, I bit into it, but it doesn't melt. It just crumbles into smaller and smaller pieces, which is just perfect. Oh my goodness. You can see that there's some sugar on the side, which I absolutely love. But yeah, the crumbly texture, wow. That is so good. I imagine if it was warm, if it was just fresh out the oven, it would be so much better. But this is already really good. I'm pretty sure they baked this today. Like, this bakery makes everything fresh. And earlier in the day when I was walking by, there was a long line out here just to get bread or borek or whatever it was. Really good, really delicious. Come here, get the borek. The meat is amazing, and if they have the chocolate cake, go ahead and try it out. That was very delicious. Now there's one more thing I wanted to try before leaving that I've only seen here, so let's go and see if we can get some. Next stop, and unfortunately probably the
final spot for today. It's a place known as Cafe Kunsa. They are literally right on the coast. You can see the ocean. Like, if I jumped, I would be in the ocean. But I saw something that really caught my attention yesterday. It's something called a Kizarmush Dondurma. From what I understand, it's like a fried ice cream, which looks incredible. It is covered in some chocolate sauce on the top, but of course, just like anywhere I go in Turkey, and like literally just now, I had to get some Turkish tea. Oh, so good. Okay, let's cut into this Kizarmush. Oh my god, that is so crispy. Oh, you can see it. So dondurma is actually ice cream. So from what I understand, this is like a Turkish fried ice cream. Never seen it, but let's try it out. So if you actually look at it on the outside, right? It's crispy, but it's got like these little textured like noodles almost. I think, if I'm correct, that textured noodles is from kadayif. That crispiness, it's so good. You can literally see the ice cream melting on the inside. Ice cream is so cold that they fried it on the outside. It's really interesting. You've got that soft, creamy ice cream on the inside. The outside, like, it's not like your normal fried ice cream. Usually normal fried ice cream, the outside is super like airy and light. This is really crunchy and almost crumbly when it comes to the outside fried texture. Like I said, I think it is some like fried little noodle thing like a kadayif, but I cannot guarantee. Oh wow, that is really unique. Of course you have some chocolate sauce, so you have some of that chocolate flavor, but wow, never had anything like this in Turkey. Didn't know that fried ice cream was a thing here, but it's called Kizarmush Dondurma. And well, I'm glad I got to try it because this is really unique. My ice cream is currently melting. I'm gonna quickly finish this up and then we'll talk about the food here in Amasra.
Well, nothing better to end a food video than with fried ice cream here in Amasra. Really interesting. I'm pretty sure it's like kadayif on the outside. Those like fried noodles. But unfortunately, nothing else is open here in Amasra. So I'm gonna end the food video here. If you guys enjoyed this video, definitely give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more food and travel videos. I hope this guide helps you if you're coming to Amasra. Just know, there's one thing you've got to have when you're here. Fish. Fish. That's the only thing that they're famous for. All different types of fish. Just come here, get it, and you'll be happy. Alright, that's all I have. I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye.